Welcome to I'ma Talk About It. I'm Alicia E., empowerment coach and ancestral healer, and I'm here to teach you how to break generational cycles, self-advocate, and ascend to happiness without the guilt of wanting a better life for yourself. You don't have to choose the same path as those before you. You can choose a better way, your way. Because if we can each heal ourselves today, we can heal the world tomorrow together.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to I'ma Talk About It. This is season 2, Stinkin', episode 1, and I am super excited, and I am so hyped for season 2. I can't wait to share it with you. I literally have every single episode planned and they're fucking fire and I cannot wait to share them. And I just want to say thank you again for coming along on this healing journey, because every step that we take get us that much closer to living in our highest vibrational self as our elevated self. So let's just jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about whether or not empowerment can save your life. I really wanted to talk about this because I feel like there's something about empowerment that gets missed all the time. And I see a lot of coaches talking about empowerment, and I read a lot of articles, and I see like a million books coming out every single day talking about empowerment, but sometimes on a very surface level. And I personally feel like they leave out the most important thing about empowerment. They leave out that we all, every single one of us, need empowerment to live. Empowerment, in the most literal sense, can and will save your life and the life of those around you. So, let's talk about it. I want to paint a picture for you, a little bit about my own story, a different part of my life. Once upon a time when I was still in the corporate world, I was, in hindsight, drowning in misery. I was full of sorrow. I did not know how to heal. I was causing a lot of pain to myself. I every Sunday had the Sunday work blues. I had anxiety. I was constantly stressing about emails, and I just let it get out of hand because I didn't know what a balanced life looked like. And it really was because of a lack of empowerment, a lack of understanding of choice, a lack of understanding the importance of action. So for months, I would even say years at that point, because I was at that job for a very long time, I allowed myself to spiral. I would get sick all of the time. I had large doctor's bills that were very expensive. I had bills from my therapist. I wasn't paid very much. So I was constantly like worried about my other bills, exhausted. I had poor eating habits because I was tired, and no matter how hard I tried, I feel like I couldn't dig myself out. And then that led me into developing an eating disorder, and it got really bad to the point where I couldn't even keep food down. Like, my body wouldn't allow me to keep food down no matter what I did. And at that time, it was almost normal for me because I had believed that I was just working hard and this is just what happened. And the truth was, I was malnourished, I was thin, I was obsessed with working out, and I was burnt the fuck out. And I worked with other people who also had similar problems. And I remember going to the doctor, and they had said to me, you know, what's going on where you work? Like, you're the 10th person in the last 2 weeks to come in here with similar issues. And so even though they were like, I don't know what's going on, to me, it was like, oh, I'm not alone. So it just kind of happens. Like, that is how I validated it. In hindsight, not healthy. whatsoever. And I eventually allowed my life to crumble. Like it literally crumbled around me. My body started to give out. And it was all because no one had shown me or taught me that empowerment is how you truly find joy and take care of yourself. And it's how you live a healthy and balanced lifestyle. Coaches, so often I see online and like in books and articles, often talk about how great empowerment is, but they don't talk about how it can cost you your life if you don't practice empowerment or choose to actively empower yourself. And my whole life, people had only shown me up until that point that keeping my head down and zipping my mouth shut would reward me with wealth, happiness, joy, and love. Like that was the secret, right? Like don't make waves. Like it seemed simple. And sure, I believed it because I didn't know any better then, but it was the biggest fucking lie that I had ever believed. And I believed it for years and years, because it was reinforced from the place that I worked and like not having enough PTO or sick time, or, you know, you have to do the grind, right? Like is what people say. And you know what? The truth is, not once did keeping my head down and zipping my mouth get me paid. Not once did it help me to realize that I could choose and recognize a non-abusive relationship. And not once did silence help me feel confident and beautiful in my own skin and understand my own capabilities. And not once did keeping my mouth shut help my business succeed. It actually did the fucking opposite. It literally wrecked the hell out of my life. It felt like my soul had been scattered across the universe and I could barely find the pieces. And not practicing empowerment kept me in a perpetual cycle of self-sabotage, fear, anger, heartbreak, and even financial instability, which was like a vicious circle, right? They're all interconnected and can affect you in so many different ways. It wasn't until I learned how to truly practice the essence of empowerment, which is self-love, patience, self-advocacy, compassion, and stability, did I finally discover peace. And that the old ways of living, even though I understood what was being taught to me at that time, it was also really fucking harmful to my own well-being. The minute I knew how to take my life back was the minute I could fearlessly run my business. I could take risks and show the hell up for myself. I could find a relationship that I felt safe in, that I felt loved in, that I felt seen in, and I felt like I could do anything. And I could easily make well over 6 figures and then some, and land almost every single interview and job that I was in. Like, that's how easy it became. And you know what? I'm going to teach people how to do that too. I'm really excited about that part. But anyways, and the opportunities that came into my life literally just plopped there, because that energy became so magnetic that I didn't even have to work hard for opportunities anymore. I actually had to work less. Like the more I rested, the more opportunities came to me, the better I was financially, the more stable I was emotionally, mentally, and physically. I could take care of myself, because empowerment is all about commanding space for yourself and your well-being. And it's also about claiming your rights to health and wealth and happiness. Like, you have to claim it, right? Because it's not always given to us. So you have to take responsibility for that. And it's also about living in your confidence and letting no one and nothing shake that from you or take it from you. And it's also about taking your fucking life back. Like, I can't even say that enough. Like, you have no idea how many people I come across who have just given away their power and given away their life because they think that they aren't the ones living it. Like, literally, sometimes I have to ask people, like, I don't know who you think is living your life and why you feel like you're stuck, because you're the one living. So if you want to be unstuck, unstick yourself. Right? Like, that is like a blunt and simple way to put it, but you know what I mean? Like, we live in a society that shuns the wave makers and praises the sheep. But guess what? Like, times are changing and we are turning the tides, and I am here for it. And I want you to get on board with it too, because some of the most successful change makers are the wave makers and the fucking earth shakers, right? Like, so why are we so obsessed with staying in our tiny fucking boxes of misery, right? Like, some of the most successful people took a risk on themselves and literally shattered the box that has been around them. They created rules for themselves. They believed in themselves. They moved forward and lived in their power, lived in their light to create whatever they wanted to create. And I want to really quickly, I haven't done this before, but I want to do a quick exercise with you right now. And I'm going to go through a list of questions. So you can grab a piece of paper, or you can sit here with your eyes closed, or just intently pay attention. You can pause the podcast here if you want to, but I want to ask you these questions. There's about, I don't know, 11 or something. I don't know. I didn't number. There's just bullet points. But I want to ask you these questions, and I want you to answer them quickly and honestly. So I'm going to start, and all you have to say is yes or no, and record the answer or remember it in your head. So I'm going to start. Do you fear judgment from others in any way, shape, or form? Do you hesitate asking for money at work, in your business, or from friends and family when you need it? Do you hold back your truth because you don't want to hurt someone else's feelings? Do you work long hours because you fear losing your job? Would you rather wait for a promotion rather than ask for one? Do you ever negotiate your pay? Do you have a dream of starting a business but have to complete your list of must-haves? Like creating a logo, finishing your branding, having a website, etc., before beginning your business? Do you wallow in your sorrow because it just is what it is? Is it difficult to disagree with your caretakers or parents? Do you have trouble consistently taking care of yourself? Do you say negative things about yourself that keep you from moving forward? When you want to take a vacation or a mini course or a program and say, I don't know when I'll have the money, how does that feel? Do you say it at all? Do you get caught up in venting about others' problems without coming to a solution? And do you avoid planning? If you said yes to any of these questions, I want you to know that you are disempowering yourself. So for anybody who wrote down these questions onto a paper, how many did you say yes to? How many did you say no to? I want you to really sit with those answers and reflect on them. Like, really take them in. And I want you to also know that there is in front of you a solution to this, right? You don't have to continue to take away your power. You can choose a different path. Your situation doesn't need to stay this way, but if you choose to do nothing, you will stay unhappy without a way out. The friends who bring you down and the work that doesn't pay you will continue to stay a part of your story. The tired feeling you have every morning or that empty feeling in the pit of your stomach will stay there unless you choose something different. And I say this with all of the love and compassion because I once didn't have someone in my life telling me the loving truth that I so desperately needed to hear. That I, in reality, was causing my own pain. And this also applies to people who already do the work, because the work, healing, growing, ascending, quantum leaping, whatever you want to call it, is a lifelong process. It doesn't just start one year and end the next. Like, no, once you start, you keep going for the rest of your life. And I want you to ask yourself and reflect on your questions and see, where have you stalled yourself? Because that's essentially what we're doing. When we take away our power, when we decide that we do not have a choice, when we decide to stay in our misery or stay in our boxes, we stall ourselves. Whether we want to say it like that or not, but that is what we do. And I want to ask you, are you going to sit there with your flat ass tire, or are you going to change it? Like, literally. And I know that sounds kind of funny, but sometimes people don't realize how much power they actually have. And that the answer to all of their prayers is them. And that they need to change. You need to change. And the most beautiful part is you now have a choice, because empowerment has created that choice for you. It's allowing you and will continue to allow you to take control of your life back. And as I always say, you can literally choose a better way. You can choose your way. And I say that because when we give away our power and we don't practice empowerment, it's not your way. You're living by society's rules, society's definition for how you're supposed to show up, old generational views and trauma, ancestral trauma. You're letting all these external things come into your life and decide how your life goes. So choose a better way. Choose your way. You don't have to stay stuck in the generational belief that you must keep your head down to live. I actually fucking invite you to keep your head fucking up and thrive. In all honesty, I invite you to do that. If you are not giving yourself permission, I'm giving you permission right now to do it if you need it. And I want to invite you to also live at your full capacity, because you deserve to. You deserve to be happy. And need I say this again? Fuck all the traditional ideas of how you're supposed to show up, and show up however the hell you want to. And I must say, I've written plays and many stories, but I've never actually shared them. And an opportunity recently popped up in my life, and now I'll be writing for a magazine, and it scares the hell out of me. But you know what I said? I said, fuck it. I'm going to do this, because why the hell not? Why would I stall myself and stay in my tiny box when I can go see what the hell I'm made of and really show people what I can do, because I love to do it. So take that energy and carry it with you and show up in your life however the hell you want to, okay? And truth be told, I'm only really scared about it because I hear the voice of someone else in my head, my caretakers. I hear them saying, more responsibility requires you to really be on top of your stuff. It shouldn't be taken lightly. La, 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 la. Like, no fucking shit. I'm more than capable, so let's fucking rock and roll, right? Like, you kind of have to pump yourself up so you don't let yourself down, so you don't give your power away, right? That voice is just your mind repeating old shit from the past, repeating someone else's old energy. It's crap, okay? Go back to my other podcasts and say like wrong fucking number, right? That's what we say to those thoughts. Like if someone texted you and you're like, the fuck is this? Bye. Do the same thing, right? So I'm jumping in and I want you to jump in. I want you to live empowered. And I also just want to say a few things before I go is I have a wonderful client who every single call I can see them changing before my eyes because they are literally embodying empowerment. Like they are mastering it, and it is the most beautiful thing to witness. In the beginning, when they started, I would ask them, what they wanted out of life. And they would just say that they didn't really feel aligned and they wanted to feel more aligned. And even if I would ask more questions, they couldn't quite articulate it. And now, if I ask them like what they want, what are they needing, have them practice self-advocacy. After they've learned about empowerment, they're like, I want to work on how to communicate at work because I know I'm fucking better than this. And I'm like, yes, bring it on, right? Like that's fucking clarity. That's literally taking your life back. And so I just want to say that if you choose to live a life of empowerment, you will literally see it come back to you 10 fucking fold on every aspect of your life. So if you want to stop messing around and truly start living and enjoying life, I want you to go to the show notes and book a free soul activation session so we can talk and we can get you signed up for my new program starting next month, which I'm super excited about. I'm officially announcing it today. Pre-sale is open. All you have to do is let me know if you want to join. It's called the Empowered Femme Initiation, and we are in it to win it. It's a 90-day self-love journey that takes you from feeling lost and frustrated to flourishing by no longer putting others' needs first at the expense of your well-being and radically reclaiming your power to become the activated and empowered woman you were always meant to be. Always, always, always. It's a group program with the option to add private sessions with me so we can accelerate your fucking glow up, okay? And in this program, you'll be able to release the I'm not enough story and shift into a confident, self-assured woman who feels deeply worthy and deserving of receiving everything they desire. You'll be able to feel the deep ease and peace within your mind, body, and spirit as you release old effing anxieties and fears of not enoughness that you've carried for years. Seriously, fuck that. Open your heart to divine, nourishing love, which will heal your fears and have you feeling more than deserving and safe to give and receive love and abundance. And you will walk away as your most aligned and empowered fucking self, quantum leaping to peace and happiness. So no more small living, folks. You are going to live large and in charge. I want you to click the note in the show notes right after this, or if you follow me on Instagram, send me a message and be like, I'm fucking in. Like, let's do this. Let's get started. And on that note, I am closing out the official first episode of season 2. Again, this is all about empowerment and how it can truly, truly save your life. Thank you again for showing up for yourself and showing up for me. I hope you found value in this discussion, and I look forward to sharing the rest of the episodes with you. And that, my friends, is a wrap.
Hey, if you're ready to ascend to happiness and live the life you've always wanted, join me in my Empowered Living Facebook group for socially conscious healers, witches, and spirituals, and sign up to get my free Empowered 5 Practices to Ascended Happiness guide. It's helped others expand their consciousness and soar beyond sight, sound, and imagination in just one day. It's the catalyst you need to embrace your magic and change the world. Just click the link in the show notes, and I'll see you in the group next time.